to USL Live. Today with me is going to be Grump for this amazing match of Week 2, Season 24 of Skirmish, or Unified Skirmish League. We have New World Order versus Nexus. Grump, what do you think about these lineups?
I think you said it, and I'm gonna copy you. I think Ninja is about to go ham. I think Leak is about to pop off as well. Nexus, didn't have a bad last game, and really am looking forward to seeing what they have to put forward.
Yeah, to echo about their last game, I think if Fausto can continue on with the ambushes, he has left side this time, and he might be able to catch people like Splitta off guard, who's kind of over aggressive because he's playing that overpowered LMG class. So, I mean, ChatGPT said it the best. G is the weak link.
I mean, speaking of the LMG being overpowered, can we talk about the Great Chompy for a moment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is that guy so good?
Listen, man. 1, LMG. 2, he's a mouser. So he gets up close on you, he's hitting damn near every single shot.
Like, I don't like seeing people go above 50% on a clip, like, at all times. That guy doesn't miss.
No, it's actually very concerning for some players for the future of the league, because he's going to be a monster once he actually gets on a proper squad, and to really be able to teach him positioning and whatnot. Right now, this is kind of his first/second season. I can't remember if he was on NYPD or not. I don't think so, so this might be his first season. So he's already outperforming what I expected. So I'm looking at him to be, once again, the main killer for this team in this match.
Other than Chompy on Nexus here, I'm looking at Maniac or Stoink. He might put up a really good performance. Same with ATR. ATR actually played really well last game as well.
Yeah, I didn't see too much, to be fair, I wasn't paying too much attention to ATR. Maniac did have some good angles. He wasn't necessarily being over-aggressive at times like we've seen him in the past, which was good to see. I look at Fausto and Draco kind of as the veterans of this team to kind of support Chompy and be those consistent guys to help break open the battles.
One thing I'd really like to see again this round from Nexus is I'd like to see them going top a lot like they did last game. That was really interesting. It feels like most of the SBs on this map are in the south and fighting around Mesa. So I think it's a nice pace change, seeing them play the caves and up top of EC mid.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, like almost every single map, all the battles fight south, right? So not only, especially if you practice the north fights, you catch people off guard because they're not used to fighting in those angles and those positions on that map, right? So it was definitely a little adjustment for us, I know, to fight up north. But, we're on, and they're going south.
Yeah, right as soon as the timer kicks off, they go south, prove everything wrong. Nexus already looks a little lost, trying to run back into their rape lines. Like, oh, sorry, they're what do we call those now?
Baselines.
They're baselines, thank you. Curling back around.
Well, it's interesting. We have Chompy, Maniac, and GNR hiding at B7. So it looks like they're going to try and catch whoever comes under Weed, because the rest of their team is on top of Weed wall, right? So they're going to try and catch this team that comes out from underneath Weed, which they might get a camp timer here soon.
Yeah, and NWO is already pushing over, so they seem to already have identified that they're not south. They're trying to look for them. Leaks going up through mid.
Oof. Ref error.
Oh no.
It's all good.
Sun's actually doing the smart thing and running right towards the other side to get some info on where they might have been.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll be able to start match because they use the command, though. This could be an issue because of the coding, because the game didn't actually execute properly. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. So now game's on. Let's see if they do the same thing.
So now that they're starting to run back, I mean, maybe we can get into it here. Like, other than going north and sort of playing that off-tempo style that catches NWO off guard, what do you think Nexus does here to win this game?
Uh, Playing very similar to how they did against us, right? Setting up ambushes in mid, keeping groups close together to be able to turn on the first group that they see. Oh,
Yeah, and if you were betting here, what do you think the final score of this game is going to be?
uh, I will say probably somewhere around 60-25, 60-30 for NWO. Because I don't see the slow pace, especially if I said it in the last game I casted too. If NWO wins the first battle clean, they're gonna set up right outside their base and try and crank up the numbers, right?
True. So would you say then, like, if we're putting a spread on this, are you putting it on, 29 and a half kills sort of thing?
Yeah, 29, 28 and a half, somewhere around that range, yeah.
All right. I'll take the under on that.
All right. Oh, well, here we go. Let's see if this ambush actually works. We've got C, Dead, Ninja, and Broheart pushing underneath Weed. However, the problem is for this is they have no vision, right? So they don't necessarily know.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
ATR is going to die here. Yep. That other team needs to come out. Chompy, lay it on him, dude. You gotta focus, though. You gotta focus. You gotta help Maniac kill Brillheart. There you go.
yeah, there you go. Two turns north. All right, we setting back up here. It seems like the team's sort of stabilized.
Yep. 2v2 in mid or in Weed here. Oh, you're in a bad spot. But luckily, he's an LMG, so he doesn't have a law.
Yeah, true. This South team's in a real unfortunate position though for NWO, and they have another team stuck in Weed.
Yep. Split takes both of them down in Weed, but now those three are trapped in there, right? They got to group up before they do this push. Fosso, you guys don't have a med. Sun almost dies.
Ooh, I don't think they realized they didn't have a med there. I think somebody's not counting the numbers because they knew that GNR was on with the South team and they killed MTR.
Leaks Law misses the physic. He's got another one though. And Leo should die here. And that's it.
Good night, sweet prince.
Yep. All right. 7-3 in favor of Nexus. It didn't look good from the start once ATR went down initially, but that South team cleaned up.
Yeah, it was a big turn from Nexus. They went down 7-8 right in the beginning and turned it around with that flank, it's interesting. I would not have expected that NWO would have pushed all the way through Weed and especially under and around Weed like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good angle to take, especially if you think they're going to be camping around Weed. You just don't expect the team to be ambushing that far left, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially without vision, like you said. Like, ATR sort of ate that law to set up the sacrifice play.
Yep. And now here we go. Now they're taking it north like you said in the beginning.
Yeah, and it's that same three man of Chompy, Maniac, and GNR that's set up on the sort of weird ambush flank. I didn't notice in our game, but did you find that it was normally those three taking the ambushes as well?
I didn't. I knew Chompy was always with the medic. I just didn't know who the second player was with him. I think it kind of spread out. But I like to see this because both Stoink and Chompy are CTFers, and you pair them up with Rom, who's been around SK for years, right? So you pair him up with a veteran who can at least call the focus fire. And that's all you need to do for these two guys who are CTFers and have mouse aim. Just tell them who to shoot at and let them focus.
And coming up on it here, it looks like we've got another potential ambush being successful.
Yeah, we'll see. God.
Yeah, it seems like Nexus has really done their homework on where these people are going to be pushing and getting people in the right spots for ambushes.
Yeah, I mean this map has. I know you're just coming back. This map has been around now since season 17 or 18. So people like Fausto, who have led many squads, knows exactly where he can set up. So it's not new for him. It's definitely newer for people like MTR, who's just returning, kind of GNR, who's just returning since the last few seasons, and ATR, right? But Draco, Bowen, and Fausto know this map pretty well, so as long as they're giving input, these guys should be fine as long as they follow their instructions.
I mean, even for me, I mean, you're mentioning it, but it's good to call out. For me, all of these maps are fresh, right? Like if it's not Outpost Delta, I don't understand it. And even when it is Outpost Delta, there's been so many changes on it.
Yeah.
All these maps feel nice and new.
Yep. I mean, the Outpost Delta is new to all of us actually this season because of the changes in bringing it to USL. Because obviously it was an SL map that had trees and vision to hide in, etc. So now it's been modified to a USL map with no trees to hide in and some different avenues and different buildings. So it'll be interesting to see once we actually get to that map. But right now we have NWO north of SL mid, and Nexus is chilling west of EC mid.
They've got a team inside EC mid too. It seems like they're actually Nexus is quite content now to let NWO push into them. You see them moving and then trying to set up in a place that's advantageous, which is smart, right? Like that's what they need to be doing. They've got a 4-kill lead. They need to keep sort of trying to take these fights in their terms.
I was hoping Leak was going to push into west mid there. You have Draco and ATR just waiting.
I mean, I have Leak on my fantasy team, so I was hoping he wouldn't do that, but I definitely, for the sake of the action, see where you're going.
Yeah, NWO looks like they want to just go around north, but they might push through this northwest here.
They're grouping up as 8, which is
they're gonna split it. They're gonna send a team through west.
Okay. And they should have vision now here.
C might die though. You gotta finish him off. There you go. Pister goes down.
Oh.
Good heals. Keep him up. Keep him up. Danny goes down. Good job by Foster to finish up that crossfire.
We see the top team here from NWO just trying to keep some pressure on, but while their left side retreats. Yep. I didn't actually see the kill numbers on that, but it looks like Nexus has gained another kill on that whole exchange.
Yeah, it was a 2-for-1. ATR went down, but Nexus was able to kill. Ninja might get a lost snipe here on Draco.
That's close. Draco's eating a huge stream.
He's got both meds with him though. This is where Nexus is in trouble though.
Both meds are without energy though, so GNR's got to heal now, but yeah, they all needed to fall the Draco direction because they're going to eat that flank from up top.
Yep.
And that's where the experience sort of comes through from teams like NWO. You know, there are tons of experienced players on Nexus, but they know where to get the angles. You could see Draco was trying to, probably screaming at everybody to come south with him, but they sort of tried to fall towards mid, and ended up just getting feasted on by the superior angles.
Yeah. I mean, I think they definitely took the wrong angle to fall. I think if they just... Obviously, they didn't know that NWO's West Mid team fell, but they should have just grouped up and pushed out that way as opposed to trying to force out south. And now they're just getting kind of corralled around this rock here.
Oh, just the explosives going over makes me sick. Looking at all those nades going over that rock. That's gross. Oh, and MTR pushing way out of position too here. Let's see if he's going to get away.
He should be fine as long as Bowen blocks for him a little bit, but they didn't even really hit too much. Use the rock for cover and run. Now they're going to get chased, but they should be able to get in that building just fine.
Okay, there we go.
Yep. So now we've got a lead swing of 14-9 in favor of NWO.
So now this is interesting. So if you're NWO, do you keep chasing them around the map and trying to sort of run up that score, or do you sit back and try and do what they were doing, sit a team and set up a flank?
I mean, in terms of the new changes to how the standings work, as opposed to a straight up plus minus to the tiebreaker being how their head to head plus minus is, I think you just let them come to them, or you let Nexus come to you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here for previous seasons, but and correct my understanding if I'm wrong on this, but tiebreakers used to be based off of just plus minus KDA,
Yes.
uh, just overall.
Yes, overall. So like you had a bunch of, as bad as it sounds, you had a bunch of stat pad games, right? Whoever had the best scores in the stat pad games, and then if you split 1-1 with another team, you had a better plus minus because of how well you beat the other teams, right? So now it's that tiebreaker. If you go, let's say NWO and Suicide Squad are tied for second place, it's going to be based off the plus minus of their combined two games.
You see, that to me, that makes significantly more sense. I really like that change. It might create games where things are a little bit less explosive, but for some of the weaker teams, it's probably going to be nice to not just get absolutely feasted on whenever you're. Nobody wants to be seen as a stat pad game.
Right. No, definitely makes it a little more enjoyable from their aspect, right?
Well, the other thing is it makes the other team play the game. Um, if you're just running people down for KDA, the weaker teams, they don't get a lot of experience out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it is really nice. Well, I think it's really nice to give them games that are a little bit more like a league setting for these new players like Chompy or Stoink or whoever else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, right now we have Nexus chilling northeast of EC mid, kind of doing what they did against us, chilling around here, even though this isn't their side of the map. Foster's going to go through their rape lines here for some possible vision and maybe to get this angle. He's just got to remember he can't shoot until he crosses back out. Meanwhile, Ninja, C, Samara are going around west of EC mid. Go ahead.
They had their four-man team, NWO's four-man team, saw ATR's solo in mid. Now they're starting to collapse on him. But it's interesting because every time that there's been a solo person for Nexus so far, it hasn't actually been a solo person. There's always been three people waiting to jump on it. So I'm not sure if ATR got cut out there or what the idea was.
I'm assuming somebody told him to just go check for vision real quick. Now, my thing is this falls on Bowen and Fausto. For a returning player who doesn't know the map, I'm not sending that guy to go get the vision. I'm sending Bowen, Draco, or Fausto to get that vision because they've played a little bit and they know how far they can go, right? Mm-hmm. So that's where the veterans kind of misled him. Set him up for failure, as we say. And Nexus is all at west mid door. Meanwhile, NWO is back to that northeast where Fausto was.
It looks like they're just trying to come back to pick up ATR here. Every time I see a team stack like this, though, I just dream about lawing it. And I mean, I'm a medic too, man. It doesn't even make sense. But
listen, man, every time I'm turning a corner, I legit have my law key held down. Every time I'm turning a physic. Fausto's pushing back left, thinking... I think he's just going to wrap around and go back north. He's just dwindling the time down, keeping it close because it is a 6-kill game.
Yeah, before we were talking about, NWO can just sort of camp and set up a nice fight, wait for Nexus to come to them. Mm-hmm. At this point, though, like as the time gets down lower, it becomes the fights that will happen become much more significant because it's going to have a much larger impact on the score. Right. So if I'm NWO right now, I'm starting to go hunting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, from somebody who's played against these types of matches numerous seasons, it just gets boring as a player, right? I get the standpoint behind it, or the point behind it rather, but as somebody playing in it, it is the most boring thing, and I get antsy. I won't lie. I start looking, and it might cause me some bad deaths every now and then, but sometimes it's worth it just to get the fighting in.
We have an engagement here between mid and top of Mesa.
Okay. Looks like it's. See, this is the good thing about Nexus. Ooh, Chompy takes some damage from that law. Use the physics. You're good. You're good. Get that left angle. GNR should be calling for them to get that left angle, and he is. Chompy and ATR got to go with him.
Yeah, and this is them getting a little bit outpositioned here. And it's a little bit of that lack of experience. Like I'm sure Rom was yelling at them to get down to that angle, but neither Chompy or Stoic were really in position for it. And if you have the team that's, you know, these two guys are always going to be our flankers, then sometimes they're not in position for it. You need to have those flex players.
Yep. And MTR medic goes down to Sam, aka Ninja. Draco goes down to Leak. There's your fan. Chompy takes down Leak though. Let's go. And
Chompy takes down Brillheart too. What are they doing?
GNR takes down Ninja. It's just Fausto and Bowen left alive. MTR's coming down. Stims gets the heal off on Fausto. He has to go down and help Bowen. He doesn't have... Oh, yep. Didn't have the energy just yet.
Those return kills there are actually huge. And in the game that was that close, you know, those 3 kills that they just picked up takes them from being, you know, 2 wipes out of range to being now, or from 3 wipes to 2 wipes.
Yep. Chompy putting in work, man. Like I said, if you get him a good support cast, he'll pop off. We have NWO falling back to F6. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing. They're just going to fall back under Mesa, set back up.
Let's see where Nexus is headed. They are back north.
I guess it's north. Yeah, there you go.
And Samara was already heading through the corridor between the mids, so he might see them if they continue pushing right. But by the looks of it, they're going to double back. The infamous split a double back and push down the left side of SL mid and through SL mid. And they might actually be able to pinch this SL South mid team.
Yeah, this South mid team is going to get hit from 2 angles. MTR taking huge streams from G.
They need to commit, though. Like, they're just kind of sitting there. Chompy goes down. Ooh, good law.
Yeah, big loss. The Nexus team inside SL mid started to fall back. They really needed to help that other team.
Yep.
Oh, Stoink's taking a huge damage. GNR low on energy.
Yep. I think that heal might have missed because he did try and throw it
outside of range.
Yeah.
It's better to die with no energy, though. You know.
Yep. Don't get picked on that way. Bone and MTR holding for Draco to get out of this building. See, this is where they should be focusing Leak. Draco and Chompy have the right idea. Chompy switched targets, but they should be focusing Leak.
Yeah, I think actually Chompy's switch... Oh my, Draco can't go down there.
No, but he got Leak. It's a trade kill, and this is close to their base, so... MTR goes down, though. Chompy trying to hold the line. Good law by Danny. Ninja goes down, being a little greedy. His team kind of left him out to dry, though.
Yeah, we see NWO falling back now. They're going to go back probably... Oh, no. Nexus is pushed up slightly too far on the bottom side.
They should be fine. It's Sun who's now out of position. He got greedy for that kill. C goes down. They can clean this up and salvage a little bit here. There's still 9 minutes left. Kill Samara over top.
Yeah, it looks like Draco and GNR are going for him. We've got the other 5 chasing the people down south. I think that, yeah, Chompy needs to come through there. Let's get Chompy a kill. Everybody's fantasy will pop off.
Yep. Come on, Chompy. Go in there, bud. Please. He's falling. Run. Get in there. Oh, my God. Leak goes down again 2 times in one battle. ChatGPT was correct. He is over-aggressive.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Nobody wants to be dying twice in one battle. I mean, just pulling up a breakdown right now, we gotta be remiss to talk about anybody other than Splitta with a 9-1 scoreline at this point. I mean, pretty nice.
It's that LMG, dude. I'm telling you.
It does seem a little busted. Like 50 bullets in a clip is kind of gross.
Yeah, I think if they were to nerf it, just reduce the clip side by 10. 40 is fine. I think that's the best way to go about testing nerfs for this class, which has been a real powerhouse since like season 17 when we made the changes to it. And before, you used to be able to run 2 of them.
So LMG before, at least when I quit playing, LMG, when you were shooting, you move slower.
Yes.
And that's gone.
Yes. So you would move slower moving forward, but you had that high power backpedaling.
MTR takes a huge law.
Somebody once told me MTR might quite possibly be the worst player in the league. I don't know how true that is. I won't.
think somebody once told me the same thing. That being said, like one of the things that you notice when these 2 squads face off is just NWO shooting the max range laws, getting the snipes, and we just don't see the same experience out of a lot of the Nexus players to look for those laws. And those things, I mean, they catch me off guard too.
Yeah, I mean, laws have been another thing that have been possibly considered overpowered in the seasons, right? Because you hit a dead-on law snipe, they're dead. Possibly 2 people are dead if you hit it, right? But these guys are trapped in weed.
Yep. Now, NWO is on a bit of a timer here. MTR already coming back. We're going to see the other one, Stoink come in too. MTR gets real aggressive, throws 2 grenades in there, big grenades. We've got Stoink coming over the top, streaming Pister. But Ninja's coming out of not out of weed. He's got that angle. He's the only one left from that. Oh, excuse me. They weren't the ones stuck in weed. Even I'm getting confused with what's going on here. This is a mess.
This is kind of a staggered fight, if you will, because those guys lasted so long in weed. It kind of gets confusing. But Sam, aka Ninja, is hungry for kills. He's like, Splitta's just leeching me. He's not the one doing all the damage. It's me. Mm-hmm. Time for my score to...
He's got a huge angle down south, though.
Yeah, he got pieced up a little bit, though. So he's got to be careful here. Sam's going to flank him. He's going to go for the 1v1. Oh, did he load after that one shot?
Yes, he did.
That is unfortunate.
It's absolutely tragic at that point.
But
you know what? It's most tragic for the 50 people in spec who didn't get to see that 1v1.
But to revisit what we were saying about LMG, yeah, it used to have that high power backpedal, and the spread on the bullets were insane, right? So it was either season 17 or 18. We revamped it. We changed it to where it doesn't give you that backpedal. The bullet does, I think we increased it from 16 damage to 18. And the spread is gone, right?
Yeah, the spread, I remember the spread being a lot more, but then I was like, maybe I'm just misremembering things and having a bit of a plumber brain, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem a lot tighter now.
Yep. And it had that ugly piss yellow
Yeah, I mean,
color
that's
that
the
was hard to
biggest
see.
buff is the biggest buff is it doesn't look like dog shit anymore.
Yep.
So you can actually like have a little bit of self-respect. At this point, we should be talking about the fight that's happening. Faust has gone down. They had a big angle on them. You can see NWO is fanning out, getting the angles.
Draco gets C though. GNR.
That's big. GNR a little bit out of position, but I think he was trying to keep the boys alive.
Yeah, he had ATR with him. They had that north angle. Chompy takes down Samara and goes down to dead. Brilhart take down DP. And now it's a 1v1, Ninja versus ATR. Who's going to win? My bet is on Ninja.
We actually missed it, but MTR got subbed out for DP here, so...
Yeah, I mean, having two games back-to-back, one can be a burnout, especially if you lost the first one and are losing the second one. But also, you want to get all you guys playtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, best way to do it. Let's check the breakdown real quick once again. We have Splitta at 11-2, Ninja at 10-2, and Brilhart at 9-3. Most deaths go to Chompy, ATR, and MTR3.
What did we give it? We gave it 30 or 28 and a half on
the spread, yeah.
Yeah, and I took the under on that. So you're looking hot here.
I mean, yeah, there's 3 minutes left. They could still get some more kills.
I mean, even giving it the 28 and a half kills, getting it that close is pretty impressive.
There's a reason I was once the head analyst. Just saying.
All right, if you can put those detective skills to use, then my next question is what alias is Kaga hiding on in Spec Chat right now?
Ooh. Let me see. I gotta see the list. Hold on.
My money's on Uruk.
I'm gonna go... My mind is on either Rikishi or Nar, because I don't know who Rikishi is. And I don't know who Nar is. I don't know who Uruk is either. But I'm going with Nar. Oh, R tells me it's not Nar. Son of a bitch.
Okay. They are fighting again here. We've got, the Chompy and the boys hitting the north team. We do have Leak coming around, though, with a big flank. They don't see it. DP looks up, sees it, probably screams at Bone to turn and fire.
Here's the thing, though. This is something I see like even our squad do a lot too. Is once we have that solo person getting that angle and people are turning, the other team needs to be aggressive and start putting fire on this team here.
Yeah, I mean, and NWO does start to come in, but you're right that it wasn't. They weren't super tight with it, and I do remember, half an hour ago when Sov was yelling at us about that too.
Yeah. But now they're gonna clean it up. Good law on Draco there.
Fausto running away with his tail between his legs in the bottom.
Is he gonna be able? Oh yeah, he's gonna be able to make it.
Yeah, he's way out.
Ninja gets another kill, so he's at 11-3, just behind Splitta.
I'm giving MVP to Ninja here. I mean,
he got robbed of it last week, so.
And Splitta's got more kills, but come on, he's playing LMG, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to listen, though.
Yeah, that's why Yosh does well, right? We let him play LMG, and then he gets kills.
True. Iron, I think, put up a good score line, too, as LMG.
Yeah, but Iron's a savage. Like, that doesn't count.
True. If he was Marine, he'd still have the same score line.
Exactly, yeah.
Draco pushing in, going for Brilhart, takes down Brilhart, is focusing G. Oh, almost. Most deaths ATR. Feels bad. Let me see if I can get somebody in here for an interview.
While you're doing that, I will call out the healing numbers tell a very interesting story here. With Sun and Dead being the top two means MWO like was taking a lot of damage. They might have been a little bit med carried.
Right. See, so this is what I hate about Romulocks when he's announcing. He's always looking at the heal numbers like that's a statistic as to them doing a phenomenal job. No, it means your Marines are taking more damage, so you have to be putting up those numbers, right? Sure, it means you're keeping them alive and you are doing a good job, but particularly it means your Marines are taking too much damage. And
yeah, I mean, I don't look at it to say it means those meds were doing well. I just look at it to say like they definitely were fighting.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm not saying that's what you were saying, right? I'm just saying as in an overview of the statistic, I dislike when Rom does that. And we were denied an interview because Pister says he's got to get ready for the next match. So that is it for me. You got any closing words here, Grump?
No, I'm just really happy that GNR played this game and didn't run away from another one like you did versus us. So with that, no, I'm happy. Thanks a lot for giving me the mic.
All right, no problem. Well, that concludes the match of NWO versus Nexus. The final score being 65-25 with your MVP, Sun. Good game, guys.